Hello, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide to Lifting Like a Girl and Looking Absolutely Awesome. The simple, no-nonsense beginner's guide for women who want maximum results in minimum time. Let's start things off with a quick introduction. First, who am I? My name is Nia Shanks from niashanks.com, and I'm also the co-founder of the group Girls Gone Strong. In addition, I am the author of Beautiful Badass and Fat Loss Detour, and most recently the creator of the Lift Like a Girl Guide, the complete series to lifting like a girl and looking absolutely awesome by combining three important elements: how to lift, eat, and think like a girl to achieve your health, body composition, and performance goals. So let's get into this guide. The Beginner Strength Trainee. First, how do you define a beginner trainee and who should follow this information? Well, someone who's never lifted before, obviously. Also, someone who's been working out for years, but not with the basic barbell, bodyweight, and dumbbell exercises that will be discussed in this video. For example, someone whose lifting experience is limited to things like triceps kickbacks, crunches, and machine work. Also, someone who's taken a long layoff from strength training. Perhaps someone hasn't worked out or lifted weights in several years. They could also follow this information with success. Finally, someone who's tried other workout methods, such as lots and lots of cardio in an effort to build a better body, that have failed. They too can benefit from this information. Let's go over some beginner strength training basics first. Focus on a few basic compound exercises. By focusing on just a few exercises, you'll learn them much quicker because you'll have more frequent exposure to them. Also, use acceptable exercise alternatives if necessary. Now, this depends on the equipment you have and any physical limitations you may have. For example, whether you train at home and you only have dumbbells available, or you train at a gym. You also need to learn and use proper form from the very beginning on every exercise. You need to focus on getting stronger. This should be your main priority, and you'll accomplish this by training with lower reps, such as 5 to 8 reps. And a lot of people think this is completely backwards. They think that as a beginner you should use lightweight for high reps, and that's completely backwards. You actually need to train in this lower rep range, such as 5 to 8. For one, it's going to allow you to get stronger quicker, and that is the main goal of a beginner. Second, by using these lower reps, your exercise form is less likely to break down. For example, when you do a higher rep set, your smaller, weaker muscle groups are more likely to fatigue before your bigger muscle groups, and that can lead to a breakdown in exercise form. Also, do not be intimidated. So many women are intimidated to lift heavy weights and to get back in the weight area. You just need to suck it up and not be intimidated. Finally, you need to start immediately and be consistent. Once you finish watching this video, get a game plan ready and start right now. The best beginner training template. First, it will revolve around total body workouts, and I recommend training 3 days per week on non-consecutive days. And the days you choose to do this is up to you and your schedule. Something like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday works well for the individuals who want to have the weekend completely off. Or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever works for you and your lifestyle. Why total body workouts? Well, for one, total body workouts allow for greater training frequency, and that's great for fat loss and improved body composition. And this is the heart of getting maximum results with minimum training time. Also, total body workouts allow you to have more frequent exposure to the basic exercises, and that'll help you learn these new movement patterns much more quickly, and it's going to lead to a greater increase in strength. The best beginner exercises. Now, I encourage you to use some variation of the following exercises in each category below, and I'll provide a variation for a barbell, dumbbell, and bodyweight variation for each lift. And the reason I do this is because some people watching this video may train at home and all they have are dumbbells and their own body weight to work with. Other people have a gym that they can go to and use barbell variations, so you'll see each one below. First, you need to do some type of squat variation, and the barbell back squat to a box is one of my favorite beginner variations. And if you have dumbbells, you can do a goblet squat, or if you only have your body weight, a single leg squat variation would work well here. Second, you need to do some type of a deadlift variation. My favorite barbell beginner variation is a rack pull. If you have dumbbells, you can do a dumbbell deadlift, or if you're training with body weight, a skater squat or a glute bridge is a good variation. A vertical push. something like a standing barbell overhead press, a dumbbell overhead press, or a modified handstand push-up if you're training with just your body weight. A vertical pull. Now you really only have two options here, and that's some type of a chin-up variation with your body weight or a cable machine for pull-downs. And if you can't perform chin-ups with your body weight, I strongly encourage you to use resistance bands that will help you perform that movement. And you can use that to progress to performing chin-ups with your body weight. I prefer that over those assisted machines you see at the gym. You must also include some type of horizontal push. The standard barbell variation is the barbell bench press. You can also do a dumbbell bench press or a push-up. And then finally, you need to include some type of horizontal pull, such as a barbell bent over row, a one-arm dumbbell row, or an inverted row with your body weight. Those are your main exercises that you need to focus on. Now let's go over a sample beginner training template. And as you can see here, I have two training days, training day 1 and training day 2. And what you'll do here is for each exercise, you plug in the exercise you want to use from the previous slide. For example, on training day 1, you see exercise number 1 says squat variation. So if you have a barbell, I would recommend putting in a barbell squat to a box there. And you'll perform that exercises for 4 sets of 5 to 8 reps. And I'll explain more about that here in a moment. Second, you'll see 2A and 2B. You'll see horizontal push and horizontal pull. Again, plug in an exercise variation from the previous slide into those positions, depending on the equipment that you have. And 2A and 2B means that you'll perform those exercises as a superset. So you'll do 1 set of a horizontal push, rest as long as you need, and then do a set of the horizontal pull. Rest again, and then you'll repeat those until you complete a total of 4 sets for each exercise. And finally, you'll finish off with some back extensions for 3 sets of 10 reps. And I'll explain more why I have back extensions in there in a little bit. And then for training day 2, for the first exercise, plug in some deadlift variation, again depending on the equipment that you have. And you'll do that for 4 sets of 5 reps. Then you'll move on to a superset, as you see here, of a vertical push and a vertical pull for 4 sets of 5 to 8 reps each. And finally, once again, you'll finish off that training day with back extensions for 3 sets of 10 reps. Now I want to show you a sample beginner training program that I would recommend a beginner do if they have the equipment available. Now this follows the exact same template I just showed you, but I'm plugging in some specific exercises. So on training day 1, I have squat to a box, and you would do that for 4 sets of 5 to 8 reps. And then 2 of my favorite horizontal pushes and pulls, as I showed you on the previous slide, you would do push-ups and inverted rows there for 4 sets of 5 to 8 each. And then finish with back extensions. On training day 2, you see you start that workout off with a rack pull, and I recommend setting this up to where the barbell is a couple of inches below your knee. And you'll do that for 4 sets of 5 reps. And then you'll move on to the upper body superset, such as the standing barbell overhead press and a chin-up for 4 sets of 5 to 8 each. And once again, you'll conclude that workout with back extensions for 3 sets of 10 reps. Some beginner program notes. First, you alternate between training day 1 and training day 2, and you'll train 3 days per week on non-consecutive days. And here's a sample layout. On week 1, let's say you're training on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, on Monday, you'll do training day 1. Wednesday, training day 2. And then on Friday, you'll repeat training day 1 again. And then the following week, on week 2, as you can see, you'll go back to training day 2. Then Wednesday, training day 1, Friday, training day 2. You can see how you just alternate those back and forth. Some additional beginner program notes. First, I recommend that you perform the squats and deadlifts as straight sets and superset the upper body exercises. Now what that means is for the squats and the deadlifts, you'll do them on their own. You'll complete all 4 sets of those squats or the deadlifts before moving on to the remaining exercises. And you superset the upper body exercises as I explained previously. You'll just perform 1 set of the push, rest as long as you need, perform 1 set of the pull, and then you rotate those back and forth until you complete 4 total sets for each exercise. And you may be asking, why are back extensions included on both training days? Well, for one, I like to include some additional posterior chain work with my female clients, and that's just a fancy way of saying training the lower back, the glutes, and the hamstrings. And the reason I prefer back extensions is because they're super easy to learn and to execute correctly, and they won't take much out of you strength or energy wise. Our final beginner programming note, you'll begin each workout by performing 4 sets of 5 reps for each exercise, and you're going to stick with that same weight until you can perform 4 sets of 8 reps. And after you achieve 4 sets of 8 reps with that weight, you'll then increase the weight by 5 to 10 pounds and start back again with 4 sets of 5 reps. And I'll explain that more here in a second. But I need to note that some exceptions here include deadlifts and back extensions. For the deadlifts, you're going to stick with 4 sets of 5 reps. And the back extensions, you're going to stick with 3 sets of 10 reps. Here's an example about what I just explained with the squats. So let's take week 1, training day 1 on Monday, for example. Let's say you're able to squat 95 pounds for 4 sets of 5 reps. Well, you're going to stick with that weight. And as you can see, you'll repeat training day 1 again that Friday. And let's say that day you're able to squat that same 95 pounds, but you're able to do it for 4 sets of 8 reps. Well, the next time you repeat that workout, as you can see below, will be on week 2 that Wednesday. Then you increase the weight by 5 pounds, and you start back again at 4 sets of 5 reps. And again, you would stick with that 100 pounds until you can complete 4 sets of 8 reps, and then you'd add an additional 5 pounds and start the process over again. That's what you do with those main exercises. Use the same weight until you can do 4 sets of 8 reps, then add about 5 pounds and start the process over again. So you may be asking, how do I find my work weight, and how do I know if I'm using enough weight? Well, your work weight should be challenging, but you should maintain proper form on every single rep. Basically, you want to know that you're working fairly hard, but you don't want your form to break down at all. As long as you're focusing on improving your performance each training session by performing more reps or increasing the weight, you're going to continue to challenge yourself, and that's what's important here. Finally, do you use the same weight for each set? Yes, as I showed you on the previous slide, I recommend that beginners use the same weight for each work set. What about cardio? You may be thinking, I just want to look absolutely awesome. Should I be doing a lot of cardio in addition to my strength training workouts? Well, you need to focus first and foremost on improving your performance with your strength training workouts. Put 100% focus and effort into those workouts. Improve your performance. That's where you're going to get the majority of your results. Now, you can include some cardio if you want, such as brisk walking or recreational activity. Now, for more information on the types of cardio you can do and how to fit them into your program, I encourage you to check out the Lift Like a Girl guide at liftlikeagirlguide.com. Let's go over some common beginner mistakes. First, a lot of beginners tend to overanalyze everything. Now, the most important thing is that you train hard. You use proper form on every exercise. You strive to improve your performance, and you train consistently. Don't waste your time focusing on the minute details that won't have that much of an impact on your results. As long as you're doing those previous things, you're going to get the results that you want. Don't stress over the smaller, tiny details. Also, beginners like to train for soreness and fatigue. Now, I have to tell you that soreness and utter exhaustion is not an indicator of a successful workout. You need to train for improved performance, and that means performing more reps or adding more weight to the bar. That is the indicator of a successful workout. Please don't think that you have to wake up the next day and constantly feel sore and struggle to get out of bed and walk down the stairs. And definitely don't think that you have to be completely exhausted and fatigued at the end of every workout. But as you're going to see with that previous beginner training template, you're going to work hard. And you may be a little tired at the end of those workouts, but more often than not, you're going to feel stronger, you're going to feel more energized, and you're going to feel more confident. That is what I want you to focus on. You shouldn't strive to work out so hard that you end up in a pool of sweat and just tired and fatigued and exhausted. Again, that's not what you're training for. You're training to improve your performance because that is what's going to give you the best results. Now I want to tell you how you can get the complete Lift Like a Girl guide. This beginner video is just the beginning of your Lift Like a Girl journey, and lifting like a girl is just one part of the success equation. You also need to eat like a girl and think like a girl to get the best results possible. And in the Lift Like a Girl guide, it contains the following information in addition to some other great stuff. It includes some sample workouts and training templates, whether you want to train just 2 or up to 4 days per week. I also include information for the more mature and beat up lifters, people who have nagging injuries or aches and pains. You'll also find information for intermediate and advanced trainees. I also discuss 3 types of cardio and which ones you should do and how to incorporate those into your training program. I also discuss how to eat like a girl and how to think like a girl. Now, eating like a girl is all about using flexible guidelines that allow you to achieve your performance and body composition goals. It absolutely is not about dieting in any shape, way, or form. And thinking like a girl is basically what I call strength training for your mind. And this is a very important component that a lot of people don't even think about. So if you want more information to continue your Lift Like a Girl journey, I encourage you now to go to liftlikeagirlguide.com and check that out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Start training hard, start training consistently, and start getting the results you're after.